Opening a nursery franchise can be the ideal shortcut into the childcare business, but is it worth the price tag? In this video, we're going to walk through what you really get when you invest in a nursery franchise and how those costs break down. Plus, we'll compare it to what you might get if you took an independent route instead with expert support. So whether you're curious about franchising or just weighing up your options, this is an honest, in-depth look at the numbers, the support and the ownership involved, so you can decide what's truly best for you. But before we get into all of that, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel, Open Nursery, with myself, Kurt Liania, where I support you to open, run and grow your own childcare business. If you're new here, I help everyday people open successful nurseries across the UK with or without a franchise. I've helped people from all walks of life, whether they're completely new to childcare or experienced managers ready to go it out on their own. So if you're thinking about open nursery, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of the step-by-step content that I put out. And if you haven't already, after this video, check out my other videos like should you start a nursery from scratch or buy one, or a step-by-step guide to offset registration. So let's get into the numbers. When someone says you'll need £50,000 to buy a franchise, that's often just the beginning. Let's break down the typical cost of opening a nursery with a franchise in the UK. You start off with a franchise fee, which can start from anywhere from £20,000 to over £50,000. This is the upfront payment you make to the franchisor. It gives you the right to use their brand name, access to their systems and documentation, and often receive some form of training and launch support. Even with a franchise, though, there are still building and setup costs, which can range from anywhere from £50,000 to £300,000. So even with a franchise, you'll still need to fund lease or purchase of your building, renovation and compliance upgrades, classroom furniture and toys, health and safety measures, outdoor space setup and technology systems. Franchisors often have specific layout requirements and preferred suppliers, which can drive certain costs higher but also decrease certain costs as they may have discounts from suppliers. On top of the franchise fee, you'll also have to pay a royalty fee, which is usually 8 to 10% of your turnover. This is a monthly fee that you pay, which is not based on profit but on your gross income. This means you have to factor this into your costs. That means even if your nursery is just breaking even, a chunk of your revenue still has to go to the franchisor. So let's say a nursery earns £20,000 from fees a month, a 10% royalty would be £2,000 a month, which is £24,000 every year, whether or not you make a profit. You also usually have to pay a marketing levy, which is usually 1 to 2%. This fee is usually mandatory and used by the franchisor for national or regional campaigns, and you may also need to fund your local advertising separately. But this is a benefit if you're starting off small, as in many cases these brands have an established reputation and established trust from nurseries, which means you don't have to invest as heavily in your marketing. There's also renewal fees and other costs. Franchise contracts often run for 5 to 10 years, and that renewal you may need to pay another lump sum. You may be required to refurbish to reflect updated branding, and there may be training fees for your new staff. And if you do ever want to sell your nursery, a transfer fee could be applicable. So that initial £50,000 investment can easily become £100,000 to over £300,000 once everything is added up. But there are some stuff within that you might not be able to get elsewhere. So for example, you get use of a trusted brand name. As mentioned, parents may already trust that nursery name, which makes it easier for you to advertise to them and makes it easier to sign up parents who may be apprehensive about joining a new nursery. You also get pre-written policies and procedures. You get their exclusive operational manuals. You get branding assets like logos, colors and website templates. They usually provide initial training too, some setup assistance and ongoing support depending on the franchise. Plus, with centralized marketing and regional and national campaigns, by combining your marketing efforts, you can reach a much wider audience. Plus, you get a peer network of other franchisees that can support you. If you've never run a business before or you've never worked in a nursery, the franchise route can feel safe, but it's important to know that many of this support can be accessed elsewhere, often for a much lower cost and without giving up so much ownership. So these are very helpful, but they do come with strings attached, which we'll cover. By setting up a franchise nursery, you don't fully control your brand. Even though you own the business, you don't own the brand, and you must follow their systems. If you want to change your curriculum, the decor of your nursery, the food they offer, the hours, you'll likely need to get permission. Plus, there's restricted suppliers. Often you must buy from approved, sometimes more expensive vendors. There's also territory restrictions. They may restrict you from expanding beyond your assigned area. Plus, you get shared reputation. If another branch has negative news in the press, your nursery could be tarnished alongside with it. Many people open a franchise expecting freedom, only to realize they're effectively managing someone else's business. But there are other options, so explore what you can do if you don't want to go with a franchise. Going independent doesn't mean going it alone, and it doesn't mean you have to know everything. It just means you choose your own support without giving away control or a slice of your revenue. By doing so, you can avoid the franchise fee, long-term contracts and brand restriction, and keep full creative and operational control. You get the ability to adapt and innovate, and the freedom to grow or stay small. But how do you find the right support? Just because you may choose not to franchise, it doesn't mean you have to figure it out all by yourself. Here are 5 powerful ways to get the support that you need without giving up your independence. Firstly, through industry associations. Groups like the NDNA or PACE offer legal advice, training and up-to-date resources on compliance. They also host events and webinars to help you to stay informed and connected. From a local authority, your council's earliest team can help with guidance around registration, building requirements, and sometimes even funding or grants for new nurseries in high demand areas. Through mentorship programs and consultants, you can work directly with childcare business mentors who have helped others succeed. For example, my complete mentorship package gives you personalized step-by-step guidance from finding a building and registering with Ofsted to marketing, recruitment and beyond. It's like having a franchise level coach, but without the high fees and loss of control. From peer networking, online communities, Facebook groups like Nursery Owners UK, LinkedIn forums and local networking events allow you to connect with other nursery owners and exchange practical advice. These networks become invaluable as you grow. And finally, through self-education, like what you're doing now, by watching YouTube videos, by reading books and joining online courses, you can learn about almost everything you need and then personalize it with help from a mentor. So if you're leaning toward the independent route but still want a strong support system, here's where I come in. Let's say you like the idea of support. You want the policies, the plans, the help with Ofsted and finding staff, but you also want to keep your revenue, build your own brand, make your own decisions and avoid the high franchise fees. That's where an independent setup with expert mentorship comes in. Instead of paying a £50,000 fee and handing over a chunk of your sales each month, imagine paying a one-time cost for someone to support you in setting up your nursery from scratch with full guidance. This is where my complete mentorship package comes in. So let's break down the comparison between what I offer and a franchise fee. Both the franchise and what I offer the documents you need to open. Though I also offer help with finding your building, which is often not included, with recruitment help, which is rarely included in a franchise fee, with regular check-ins, which is not common with a franchise, but also with me, you get full control of your brand and full curriculum flexibility. Plus the fee is a lot less. You could pay just £6,995 or £1,275 per month for 6 months compared to the £50,000 to £150 investment of a franchise fee. So that I have an ongoing interest in your nursery success and you can get continued support after setting up, there's a small 3% fee which is taken off of your profit, not your revenue. When you step back and look at it this way, you'll realize something. You're paying significantly more for less control and giving up future earnings along the way. If you're someone who wants to build a high quality nursery that's truly yours, with your name on the door, your vision in every detail, and the ability to scale without permission, then the independent ownership with tailored support is the answer. That's why I created the complete mentorship package. It's not a course that you do alone. It's not generic downloads. It's a guided journey helping you to find the right building, full support with Ofsted registration, with templates, walkthroughs and checklists, staff recruitment help, regular action plan meetings, help setting up your nursery and marketing it, and support after you launch with no huge fees, no loss of control, just the support you need without the strings. Because let's be honest, paying £50,000 for a nursery franchise might sound appealing on the surface, but when you add up the hidden costs, the royalties and the limitations, it's worth asking yourself, what are you really paying for? And more importantly, is there a better way? So if you're serious about opening a nursery and want to keep more of your earnings, build something with your own name on it and still have the guidance you need, then an independent setup with mentorship might be the answer. So if you want to find out more, click the link that's on the screen now or the one that's in the description below to explore the complete mentorship package. There's a full breakdown of what's included and you can get in touch to see if it's right for you. But thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, please give it a like, leave a comment, and if you're considering an open nursery, don't forget to subscribe for more videos just like this. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.